can click into it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the tweet. Tweet's gone off. I'm going to wait till I get a 1 on the view account, and then I'll start talking.
Well, that one will probably be me because I've got it up on my phone.
Okay.
Let's wait for 2.
Just talking to ourselves.
Well, I'll turn it off now because I just wanted to make sure it was working. But it is working.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of hype this season, hey?
It is.
Like it's
How come the match doesn't pop up on my feed from like as soon as I click on sports? I have to actually physically search up A-League, Melbourne Victory.
I went
to watch
on.
now.
Oh no, you don't have to do that much, surely.
mine was on the front page.
Mine
Mine was on the front page too.
Yeah.
I had like an A-League button.
Yeah.
No.
I was actually pretty happy that I didn't have to do too much clicking. All right, well, let's get into it. Hello, everybody. I'm going to fix my camera. It's a little bit higher. A-League opening night.
Woo.
Let's go.
Get pumped.
Get pumped. I'm here with Jacob and Christian tonight. It's going to be us 3 taking you through the grand final rematch. Mariners against the Victory. Shall we do the starting lineups? We've got about, 8 minutes till kickoff. Chris, actually, no, Jacob, let's go to you. We'll start with the Mariners side because that's a little bit more interesting. First off the bat, new goalkeeper. Will tells us he's done all right in NPL in recent years. We saw Pavlicic not have the best time in the Champions League Elite in that second game against Birmingham. So, new kid comes in. Obviously, you've got Bradley Tapp playing at centre back, which is another move as well. Trent Sainsbury, big long injury, is going to be something they have to deal with not just tonight, but until the new year, it seems.
Yeah, that's a big loss. And when you're bringing in somebody of Sainsbury's quality as well, you're not thinking about, right, let's make sure that we have somebody who, can come in at, in a moment's notice to replace him, because you can't really replace somebody like that. Brad Tapp's an interesting choice. I know Will was firmly in the Nathan Paul camp of, Paul should be the one to get the start. Ahead of him. So, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for the side. But I mean, when you still got Brian Kautak there centrally as well, that does help out because it's not, a complete disaster. You've got somebody who is more than capable of commanding a back line. And obviously, new goalkeeper, unproven, unknown, hadn't really heard of him much. I don't think there are many people who would have heard of him. But I think it's sort of a situation that the Mariners have put themselves in by not really going out aggressively in the last transfer window and getting themselves a goalkeeper. They knew that they were going to need one, and they instead looked at other areas of the pitch to bring players in, presumably hoping that the defense would be, strong enough anyway that a young, unproven goalkeeper wouldn't be too much of a problem anyway. And actually a very young starting lineup here, 24.9 years average age for them. That's about what we've come to expect from the Mariners, but you compare that to Victory, we've got 28-year-old average age. It's a big difference there, and hopefully it's not a gulf of experience. Well, it is, but will it show on the pitch sort of thing? Because I'm expecting this game it'll be sort of, we mentioned in our previews, it'll be probably pretty cagey, but I think more so because both teams will be, looking to start out strongly. Obviously, the Mariners won't want to lose this one because it's that grand final rematch. They want to show that they've still got it. And the Victory will be looking for revenge under a new coach. So, yeah, it's going to be hopefully a really good game. But the Mariners, the rest of the lineup, not many surprises there. Murray just starts on the left at left back, presumably, with Storm Roux out on the right. We'll have Mikael Docker playing out in front of that, which again isn't really a surprise. He's, this sort of weird player where, he can be a right back or he can play on the wing. He played mostly on the wing last season. So, he's out there again tonight and had a very good season in the attacking third for the Mariners, was really important for them. So that's not too surprising. Alfie McCalmont in the middle. I know you rate him quite highly, Lockie. I think he's been a fantastic midfielder for the Mariners from what we've seen of him. And Harrison Steele will be up alongside him. Steele, there were moments last season where I thought that he was not particularly strong in defense. So out of possession, I thought on the ball he looked okay, but out of possession he did struggle a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see the work that they put in over the preseason to get him ready to start in the midfield there alongside McCalmont. But we know that McCalmont can drop deeper and he can be sort of more of that pivot player around which Steele could move, so that could help out. You then got Victor Feijão out there on the, what we're presuming is going to be out on the left-hand wing.
Yep.
Player with just so much class on the ball, and we saw that when they were playing in the Asian Champions League elite. Like the stuff he can do when he gets on the ball is tremendous, and we're yet to really see the final product from him. But if the rest of what he's done so far is anything to go by, then you can expect some fireworks in the box. And then you've got the two striker pairing of Quoll and Edmondson up front. You don't have to make a decision on who's your starting striker if you start both of them, right? And,
True.
and I mean, we've seen both of them play different roles. We've seen both of them lead the line. We've seen Edmondson drop deeper. I'd expect, honestly, it's going to be weird. I'm not quite sure what to expect actually from this front two, because I imagine that Feijão will come inside slightly more. Docker, we know he likes to stay quite wide. So what that means for how Quoll is going to operate, whether that means he has to drop a little bit deeper to allow Feijão to come inside and be a bit more direct, I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, but a pretty strong starting lineup there for the Mariners.
All right, Christian, let's go through the victory right nice and quick. A little bit simpler on this side of things as the teams walk out. Just the one change in terms of the team that took on Macarthur in the Australia Cup final, and it is somewhat of a controversial one. Bruno Fornaroli. Now, Patrick Usnorbo spoke on the pre-game broadcast just before, and in his answer to the question that they asked him, it was that this is what competition does. So obviously, him and Virgos, who has come in, are competing for the one spot, and perhaps that's fired Bruno up a little bit, and he seems to have earned his place on the training track.
Yeah, Bruno's one of those players who always takes in his stride to say, okay, if I'm going to have competition, you're going to have to, really play well. In this case, Virgos. Otherwise, I really want that starting position. And obviously, he must have done something right at training. Australia Cup, he came on a couple of times as a substitute in that final. That's a straight swap for Virgos in the second half. But first initial thoughts for me were that Kisnorbo wasn't really a fan of Fornaroli, and he wasn't really a part of his plans. But that all changes when a player, in this case Fornaroli, his attitude changes and he says, okay, I'm going to work really hard for my position, and that's obviously what's happened here. So a bit of a different dynamic. Not I guess it doesn't change the setup or the style of play too much. In terms of holding up the ball, getting crossed into the box. So from that perspective, I don't see too much of a change there in terms of the game style. What I am interested though is the back line. Obviously, Brendan Hamill coming in now. The departing Adrian De Silva was a massive part in that back four last season and the previous season as well for Victory. So just how that new partnership I guess gels together remains to be seen. Obviously, Jack Duncan as well, new goalkeeper, having Paul Izzo leave in the off season. So we saw when that back four Victory last season were in sync and they were all playing without injuries or any setbacks, then they kept a lot of clean sheets and they were really solid. They were very reliable for Tony Popovich. So it's all about that good start, getting that chemistry underway, and hopefully they can build on from a positive result tonight.
Thank you to everyone who's joining the stream so far. I'm sure it'll grow as the game kicks off. Will was in here before. We know he's at the game tonight for us. He said he wanted Harrington to make the 18, but he did not, wasn't in the squad. He is going to give us a halftime report as well. So don't go anywhere when the game ticks over 45 minutes. He's going to call us in live from the ground. And Clutch says, we are so back. The A-League is back. It's been a long time coming, over 5 months. Of course, everyone knows one of the longest off-seasons in football. It's about to end. We're only minutes away.
Is Will reporting from the canteen? Or where's he reporting from?
Yeah, true. He's probably not in the press box. He's going to go outside somewhere, find a little bit of quiet area for us. I actually don't know where he's going to go.
holds himself up in a cubicle and like.
I didn't want to say, but Jacob said it. So.
Yeah.
just someone else goes in, sits down on the toilet, and like there's this guy in the next stall just giving tactical analysis on the game just on the phone.
Oh God.
And then, of course, for Melbourne Victory as well, Reno Piscopo. The experiment was successful, supposedly, from the Australia Cup final. Holds his place. With
Well, there weren't too many options if Piscopo wasn't going to sit on the bench. Who else are you going to play there? So I guess his hands are a bit tied there.
Who's Santos, who's the Brazilian, right? That they snuck in the Friday news cycle last week.
Yeah. While the Socceroos were literally like
Thursday,
30 minutes before kickoff. Like
they snuck him in, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, if someone was going to get dropped, I would have thought it'd be Velupile, given the short turnaround from the international break. I mentioned on the podcast, if that was one change that Kisnorbo was potentially going to make, I would have probably suggested Velupile, but not Virgos. That obviously comes as a big surprise.
Yeah, it seems the coaches are quite happy with the turnaround for the Socceroos. Like Vidmar was saying this morning that Aziz Bayic is still expected to play. Like that turnaround won't be an issue for him either tomorrow afternoon.
It's not like they've been playing a huge amount before that. It's not like it's a case of, they had one game, then 2 days rest, and they played in Japan, and another couple days rest, and then this one. It's, it's been a really long preseason. I'm sure that they're at peak fitness.
I do not like those referee shirts.
Yeah, it's a bit.
What is that, like peachy colour with the yellow trim?
Yeah.
Oh, that is horrible.
At least it's not going to clash with any other kit, I suppose.
Oh, God, that is disgusting.
Maybe the Brisbane one this season is a similar sort of bright, orangey, peachy colour. But
man, that really looks horrible.
Yeah.
We've kicked off. Hopefully I'm ahead of the stream.
A-League is underway. Season 24-25. Clutch, I hope you got your bingo card out again.
I was going to say, let's see it. I want to know what you got on there this time. I'll tell you one thing. Doesn't look like the most impressive crowd.
Oof. No, you're not wrong, actually.
Good stuff.
Everyone's still arriving from work. Give us some time, Jacob.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez. That was almost very quick.
So I think I'm the one ahead today, then. I might pause for a few seconds.
Yeah, not too many on the far bank, it seems.
I actually might be behind. I'm on 36.
Yeah, I saw that ahead of about 20 seconds before you guys
20 seconds?
No, it wasn't that much, but it was.
I'm 45 now.
Yeah.
Now I'm 45. I'm the same as Lockie, exactly.
Tell me when you hit 50.
Okay, I'm 55.
Yeah.
54.
Now.
All right.
Now,
Cool.
yeah,
so
Lockie
we're
literally the same.
Nice.
Yeah,
we synced it up, guys.
I was ahead
Finally.
this time by about how much I was behind in the recording the other day.
Yeah, that was somewhat painful.
You
made it work in the edit though.
Edit there, yeah.
Yeah. Clutch says no bingo card tonight. Spent too much time trying to find a stream. So what's the situation where you are? Because I think you said that ESPN have the rights in America, but they just don't broadcast all of the games. How does that work? That doesn't seem to make much sense to me.
I'm surprised that ESPN has the
It
rights.
doesn't surprise me too much, to be honest, because in America they love their sports blackouts.
But they must have multiple
stupid
channels,
stuff
do
like
they?
that. Yeah.
Like heaps of channels.
Well, I'm assuming it's a live stream, right? So that's why I'm thinking, like, surely if it's on a streaming platform, you just don't run out of channels. That's what confuses me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it could be like a blackout. Certain areas can't watch it. And,
But why?
Well, because they just choose to do that because it's stupid over there.
Oh, here we go. Oh, broken up.
Oh, there's no good way to do this.
What, the lineups?
No, I'm trying to fix the scoreboard now. Sorry, everyone, I'm fiddling with it.
Oh, look who else has joined the chat, Lockie. It's an old favourite.
Oh, Monique's back from the UK. Tuning in. How do you watch the A-League in the UK? That's a whole nother kettle of fish. There we go. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Framed a little bit better. Central Coast 1. No, not 1. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. There we go. Scoreboard. Okay, scoreboard looks okay. Struggling to find a live view via VPN. Well, if hypothetically, if someone were using a VPN in a region that didn't have a broadcast deal with the A-League, then hypothetically, I think it would be on the YouTube channel, wouldn't it?
Correct.
ESPN just randomly decides to stream games like the last 4 rounds last year were available. That's so strange. Totally dependent on your commentary. Oh, God.
Ooh.
That's a bad challenge.
Early
Ryan
yellow card
Teague.
there.
Yellow card in the book already.
That's not ideal so early on.
No.
That's very late, though.
One of the poorer efforts to try and mask a sympathetic tap on the back as you run past. Sorry, mate.
Looked
You're
pretty
right.
aggressive, didn't it? It was.
Yeah. All right, well, let's break down the kits then. We talked about the referees one. This Victory away kit does not sit well with me at all.
It looks it's made of satin.
Yeah, or like silk or something.
Yeah.
Like it's like something you wear to bed, you know?
Yeah.
I quite like it, to be honest.
You like it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's something a bit different.
It's still just white, though. That's the problem.
I also don't like the collar. To be fair, last year they had like a faint pink, and it still looked white. So they may as well go all out.
I just dislike this trend of white away kits and then wearing your away kit for every away game, even when you don't need to. If you're,
yeah,
if there's not a clash, that always.
Fair.
It's just,
I do like the home kits. Oh, go on, Mashash.
Like
poor
Adelaide and
finish.
Victory last season.
I hate it when home teams play with their away kits for a couple of games just because they have to. You know, those instances where
Wellington,
not even because of a kick, not even because of a kick clash, because sometimes they want to promote even the third kit, like 1 or 2 games, they'll have to play it.
Well, it's the sponsors on the front, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just play your home kit.
Yeah. Like if there is not a clash between the colours, you don't have to wear your away kit. Come on. Like clubs' identities are based on the colours of their home kit, you know?
Yeah.
It's so stupid for them to...
Paddy Kisnorbo looks a little bit nervous. Do you see his underarms there?
Yeah.
Must be a bit of a humid night.
I don't know. I saw he was on the panel pre-match being interviewed, so I don't know if they asked him some pretty heated questions maybe and that got to him.
I did notice, by the way, they Paramount posted a graphic with like the start of the broadcast times for all the games this weekend, and MacArthur Perth was the only game that didn't have at least half an hour like go live before the game starts, which I thought was interesting. Hopefully it's like proper pre-game for everything. We're not just logging in straight away.
Yeah, that would be good. If they need some people to do that pre-game for MacArthur and Perth, though, I mean, I'm sure we'd be available for it, right?
We'll just do it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh.
You asked a couple of good questions today, Lockie, the Melbourne City presser.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that.
Were a bit nervous you were?
I was actually. I haven't done one in ages.
When was the last time?
That's a great question. It was either
months ago.
Yeah, I reckon. Honestly, it was a soccer. I reckon it must have been a Socceroos one, or a squad announcement at some random point on Zoom, or the last one in person wasn't till like this time last year when the Socceroos played in Melbourne.
Okay. Was this on Zoom, the City one?
Yeah, the City do most of their media on Zoom, yeah.
Why is that?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm assuming it's just a convenience thing.
Yeah. It makes your job easier. You don't have to travel around to...
It does make my job a lot easier. That is good, especially with the amount of the workload that all of us have had this week trying to get all these previews and bits of content out before the league starts.
I mean, they should always have the Zoom option. I don't see any reason why they can't do that.
Sometimes they do them, like I know Adelaide United do them like from the airport, or they'll do them,
that's the only issue.
Like on location, which makes it a bit difficult when it's not just from.
If you're in the actual press conference room,
I
mean, if you're outside or something, it might be a bit difficult.
Yeah. I mean, it's also good like for the TV guys that do go there on occasion, like for the derby, etc. Like tomorrow, you don't want to be like in the the press room. You want to be out on like the Sydney Harbour Bridge and in front of the Sydney Opera House or something, right? So
yeah,
It's always better if you can do that.
Like, I'm excited for this match, but the Sydney Derby tomorrow, I actually can't wait.
Oh, I'm so
I
keen.
haven't been so
So
excited for one particular A-League game in like years, honestly. Like the hype that's building up is just
It's so
so
good.
good. It is.
And it's going to sell out as well. They were down to 400 tickets today.
I saw 500. Was there 400 now?
Maybe it was 500 and I've just taken a little bit off.
Yeah.
It's probably less than 400 by now, let's be honest.
Probably, yeah. On their socials, the A-League, it said 500 left, so.
That's all right. And I think there's only a couple thousand maybe for the Auckland game. Was that something they put out as well?
Yeah.
Like that one's doing well too. So
They want to get at least 20,000, hopefully sell out.
I believe that has got 20,000 already. So
Has?
what's the capacity there for their
24, 25, something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty close then.
I'm interested to see how Nishan Velupale goes tonight. He must be feeling confident.
yeah,
Oh, go on, Mashash.
Oh, that's
he's
beautiful.
so quality.
Haven't seen someone skip past defenders like that in the right wing pocket since Daniel Arzani.
I know it's early, but Jason Guerrier looks a bit, not lethargic, but
A bit tired.
Needs a bit of time to settle in, which is understandable. But he's one who you can't risk and play on the bench first because you don't want to be messing around with that defense. With the Lupale case, you can sort of get away with it more.
That was beautiful work there from the Mariners.
They haven't got a good replacement for Guerrier. Oh, I guess Josh Rawlins, but he's pretty raw and he's not going to play
raw.
the same.
I knew you were going to say raw. I knew you were going to say that.
But he's also like not.
Good pun.
Thank you. He's not the same. I didn't even realize why that was a pun for a second. He's not the same like profile player either, right? So we know that Casey Boss is going to bomb up the left hand side and Jason Guerrier is going to sit in. So
I thought Casey Boss is a forward though. Yeah. Why is he bombing up?
According to the fantasy team, he is. Who have we got tonight? I want to have a look. By the next time we do a live stream. So for those who don't know, in fact, I'm sure none of you would know because we haven't posted the video yet because we've had too much to get out. But we've done an A-League fantasy draft. Now, there's no official A-League fantasy game this year, but it's, what is it, Sports Deck is the name of the place?
Sports Deck, yeah.
They do a kind of ad hoc version of it. It's not it's a little bit clunky, but it does the job. So we did a draft. So we've all got fantasy teams. It's the four of us. It's us three and Will. And we did our draft the other day. Let me get up the teams. By the time we go to the next watch along next week, if we do one next week, I will have something set up in the live stream so you can see our live fantasy players. But for now, I'll just have to walk you through it.
I've got Mikael Docker playing tonight. He's the only one. I don't have a single victory player.
I've got Guerrier and Mashash. And no Mariners.
I've got 3 victory and Storm Roo for the Mariners. Virgos, Mashash. Do I have Mashash? No, Lockie, you have Mashash.
I have Mashash, yeah.
I've got Virgos, Baladon, and Casey Boss, of course.
Third rounder, Casey Boss picked as a forward. That was a stinking pick from you. Stinking.
Yeah. I still had time. I had 10 seconds left, but I was just scrambling. Like, I don't want to choose. I don't want to choose someone that I'm going to regret. I just didn't have time.
What did you not regret, Casey Boss?
In that moment, yeah, I just didn't have any time, so I just went with it. Otherwise, if I'm scrambling with 10 seconds to go for another player, I just didn't have time to think.
That's funny. He's actually a play that I stumbled upon in that research period. And I realized that he was a forward. And so as soon as you said, I'm going to pick Casey Boss, I'm like, does he know? Like, he clearly doesn't know. No. I was just waiting for you to figure it out. And you're like, oh, he's a forward.
Well, that's where when I saw that Docker was listed as a defender, I was like,
yeah, that was a good pick. Yeah. He was on my radar, but Will got to him first. Bugger.
So if Boss was a defender in the game, would you have picked him, Lockie, earlier?
No, probably not. Oh, he would have been on my radar, but he's still unproven. And like you look at, I mean, I didn't know this at the time, but you see Bruno Fornaroli come in for Virgos here. I think it's clear that if you have a bad game or two, then Kisnorbo's not afraid to sub you out if he has a good replacement for you.
Yeah.
Morages has been making some fantastic runs.
He has
that wing so far.
He's already on 3 fantasy points, and Will's in his He's in Will's team.
Oh no, Will is. I said this. I said this during that because I spent a lot of that 10 minutes of research just mocking you three, and I was like, Will is taking this super like he wants. Really
He did
wants to
proper
win.
research before we even came together.
He really, really wants to win this. And then I was just like, I just hope Lockie just doesn't win though. I just don't want you to win something else.
What'd you say about me? As long as it don't come last,
I can't
it's a good
remember.
achievement.
Yeah, probably something like, I wouldn't trust any of Christian's picks because he'll probably just get them wrong anyway. And then you ended up with that boss pick, which kind of proved me right. So.
Well, I'm betting you so far, Jake. With 3-1.
Oh, corner.
But yeah, because I got one player.
What?
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah. So who's the matchup? It's me against Will and you two, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're the matchups this week. So
I was projected to get more points than Christian, and that was before having a full starting 11 as well.
Projections don't mean anything. It's got Brian Caltech projected 14 points in here, so
Yeah, that's a lot.
Maybe last year, not this year. So
I haven't seen the scoring system much for it. I'll have a look now, but is there a lot of factors that go into
Yeah. Points? It's not like FPL where it's mainly just goals and assists and playing time. It's like passes, tackles, completion percentages. Like there's lots of good stuff that goes into it. And then
it's like scaled depending on the position as well.
Yeah.
Because it has a stats key here, I can see it, but where does it say how many points you get?
There's like a help thing.
Game rules. Is it that one? No, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the stats key is good, but it helped to say how many points you get for each.
Yeah.
It's in here somewhere. You see right at the top, it has help, activity, and settings.
Yeah.
Go into help,
and
then click back to all help and game info topics, and then there's a point scoring section. So it's between 8 and 14 points for a goal, depending if you're a forward to a goalkeeper.
Okay. Goalkeeper.
Yeah, goalkeeper gets 14 points for a goal.
I'd love to see that.
Surely someone on free kicks or penalties.
Who was it? Was it Glenn Moss back in the day that scored that?
Yeah, he'd have a few.
Yeah, that scored that goal. That windy day in Wellington.
Own goal -6, assists 6 to 8 points. So you get points for shot on target. You get massive bonus for clean sheet.
Yeah.
A goal conceded is only -2. So obviously the first one you lose your clean sheet bonus, but after the first goal you don't actually lose a lot for conceding more, which is interesting. Goalkeeper saves get 1 point as well. So if you make 2 out of 3 saves after the first goal, you're doing all right.
Yeah. You don't want to be missing a penalty, -6. Jeez.
Yeah, that's bad.
Pressure. Mariners taking this thing out of things for a couple minutes.
The two at the back are very wide. And then it's the double pivot dropping slightly deeper. So it's a strange shape. And they're playing like I do on FIFA and just bombing it long. I've got Havertz up top who just controls it and then lays it off to the big thing at the moment is those little dinked through balls in the final third. And just cause havoc on Ultimate Team at the moment. But
I haven't played a single game of FIFA this week.
Wow. I've got the first stage of
my
Goodwin Evo done.
Nice.
Yeah. I all I need to do is win I think it's 5 games now. It's 2 in this one and then 3 in the next one. And then I've got him and he goes up to 80 overall. His stats are fantastic and yeah.
A lot of long balls from Victory here. Which I guess the Velupa layout on the wing makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Mashash. That is so nice. Oh, Scissor Bruno. Completely missed it.
Ambitious.
I think I'm noticing a little bit more when the ball gets out wide. Velupa is coming inside a little bit and allowing Mashash to come out wide, which you'd never do if Azani was out on that wing.
Yeah.
I think it's with these long balls. I think it's Victory backing their midfield to win the second ball
Yeah,
over the
okay.
Mariners, because we're seeing a lot of it does get rebounded back into that midfield, and then it's somehow finds its way out to like Mashash there, who was able to take on his man. So I think it's probably a case of Victory.
Oh, Gary, that's so good.
Nice.
Wins the free kick as well.
That's very good. It almost feels like that's kind of a taboo way to play as well, though, Jacob. It's like, Pep Guardiola plays out from the back and you're just like not playing real football if you're not doing that. Like you just kick it long.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what Arsenal's DNA has been in some aspects as well, as having a big, strong, physical, tall team and winning the second ball and things like that. I think that it's sort of these two extremes of playing now. There's not a whole lot of middle ground because you just get caught between one or the other. Either you do focus on playing it out from the back, bringing that press and opening up space in the middle, or you go long and trust the physicality of your players to win the ball and get in behind the lines early. So it's, there's really two ways of playing. Sort of, I feel like it was Tifo maybe were describing like top down versus bottom up tactics, but not in terms of defense versus attack, as in you're either looking at ends justifying the means or means justifying the ends with your tactics. With we're scoring a lot of goals, that's the ends, which justifies just bombing it long and using the physicality of our players, versus right, let's focus on having really good fundamental playing out from the back, and then that results in goals. So it's these two different ways of just approaching tactical sort of setups.
That's a good ball from Brad Tapp.
It's a beauty one. It's a good touch as well. Just after the opening couple of minutes, it's really settled down. Like there's
cheeky from Beijao.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he meant that.
Yeah, probably not.
Is that the first shot of the game, though? Oh no, there was that header early on, wasn't there?
Oh, don't forget Bruno's scissor attempt. That's a shot attempt, right?
I think for the
attempt if you don't touch the ball.
I think for the Mariners, they don't want the game to be as frantic as maybe in seasons past, where they can really capitalize on the opposition, because I guess Victory do have the talent available now in a period now where the Mariners are a bit more vulnerable. We saw it in Asia in the past couple of games they've played, and I just think the Mariners just need to steady the ship for at least this first half. Not make too many silly errors, especially Trent Sainsbury out at the back. They've just got to keep it tight for the meantime, which they have been doing. Victory have been working really hard just to work the widths, switching the play. So
great touch.
They're getting closer, but Mariners are going to be hard to crack.
Mariners are keeping themselves very compact here. Like both strikers, I was saying, like, I wonder which one's going to drop deep. They both are. Like it's Qual has come out wide a couple of times. He's on the right wing here, but they're both there. Were in the middle of the park, a good 10, 15 yards, in front of the Victory backline. They're just staying very compact, which is interesting because last season, of course, one of their strengths was hitting on the counter and getting up early. And when you're sitting more compact, that's more difficult to do.
Which they are doing in spurts here now in this first half. The Victory are losing the ball in a couple of vulnerable areas in the pitch, especially in midfield, and the Mariners are really pushing harder and pressing. And you can tell going forward, they've got that pace.
He's out here. Falou plays out. Find Bruno.
Cross it
need to play the earlier ball.
But that's another mistake from Caltac there. We've seen him make a couple of mistakes in Asia now.
Yeah, how did he get that much space?
Very similar sort of things where he's going way too early and too over eager to engage the ball carrier. He was in the Victory half there trying to tackle. I can't remember who it was on the ball for Victory there. Was it Teague maybe? One of the midfielders. But he came out way too far and way too early, and it just left that dangerous situation of 2v3 for the Victory. It's a good corner.
Handball?
It could be.
Lockie, what are your thoughts on Valupile's final product? Do you think it can still be improved? What were your thoughts from last season?
I mean, He's scored some great goals in the cup against NPL teams,
When
like he
it
did
count-
last year.
when it counts though, like consistently throughout a season, do you think he can still improve and be that more reliable source for Kisnorbo, this season? Or
He absolutely can still improve. Like, look at him now. His dribbling's
Yeah.
really good. He's very
but
strong and
just
tall.
right, but right there, he sometimes he loses the ball or he can't make that final cross. It falls a bit short. He's just lacking that final polish for me to really elevate him to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Like, he's probably. I would love to see the stats. Actually, he's probably underperformed his XG last season. Like he and Daniel Azani both get in really good positions and really dangerous positions. But I don't know how much it was playing for Melbourne Victory in a forward line that was a little bit stale and wasn't very dynamic, which probably hurt them as well, because when you're a good dribbler, you want things to be very fluid and moving so you can find the gaps that appear in different spots. So maybe it's part of the problem is the system they're playing in, but yeah, he needs to be able to score more goals, and it's the same thing we keep saying about Daniel Arzani.
At least with Arzani though, like one of the things with last season was him putting these fantastic balls in the box and nobody getting on the end of it. Like with sorry, I lost my train of thought there. No, but Arzani, like he had that final ball still in him. Like we haven't quite seen that, from Velupillay. There's I think that's sort of what Christian's getting at, is that he does look good on the ball dribbling, but it's the final, like with Arzani, he didn't score many goals, but he was at least putting these good balls in the box and creating semblances of chances. Whereas
Velupillay just seems to break down earlier than what Azani. At least Azani, I think, creates a bit more than what Velupillay does, and he does have the potential. It's just, can he unlock that?
But also, like, Azani doesn't have the pace in behind that Velupillay does, and the strength to muscle defenders off the ball, right?
Well, that's the thing. Velupillay should be outperforming even more because he has those traits, right? So,
but he's not as quick and agile as Daniel is, and he's not like Daniel is very good with his feet on the ball.
Good balance,
yeah. So it's impossible for Velupillay to replicate that. But like we just saw, if he gets in behind the line, he has space to run in, then he's a more dangerous player than Arzani in that situation.
But I think the work rate as well from last season, both Velupillay and Azani, that's one of the reasons why Popovic stuck with him, because we know for Popovic, that's if you don't work hard for him, you're not playing, right? So I think a lot of fans are a bit skeptical. Okay, how is this going to work, especially with Azani? Maybe his work rate might not be up to par, but what we saw last season, that can certainly benefit Kisnorbo to help tactically, adjust and make the victory a bit more balanced.
This 4-4-2 is proving very difficult for Victory to break down here.
Yeah, was another formation shape thing that I noticed as well, which is something I've spoken a lot about recently, that the Victory are doing, which is a back three.
Oh yeah,
possession. It's back. It's the new thing. Well, it's not the new thing. It's the return of the thing in football now. Everyone seems to be playing a back three, and it's just interesting to see how things change, but really it's just all still the same as it used to be now. It all goes in a circle. Something works, so teams copy it, and then somebody finds a way to break that down, and so then teams start copying that, and then the other thing works again, so you do that. I wouldn't be surprised to see more and more teams heading to a back three.
Well, I mean, the question then it becomes what's the best way to break down a back three?
Well, that's
because
the thing, right?
As soon as you get like 8 or 9 teams out of the 13 doing it, then you're going to find the team that has success is the one that's able to break down that meta really well.
Yeah, which is why it's like it just goes in a circle, because then having a back two is better because you can get more bodies forward, which means that you've got better matchups against three.
Hit it! Oh, that's a penalty.
Yeah, penalty. That's a pen.
Oh, meanwhile, Valadon has a go. How's that not a penalty?
From first glance, it looked like he got clipped.
Yeah, I mean, it's after the pass. Does that matter?
I think it's.
You see those?
I think it's because it didn't impede the shot or anything like that. Like he got the shot off cleanly, and it was, which I know sounds stupid, but I think that's probably the reasoning.
I agree. It's the right decision, but you do see a lot of times even a stamp on the foot, and the referees will give it after the shot's been made.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
if
you
it's
see
like
those good all the
excessively
time.
dangerous, they're the ones that
Yeah.
do get pinged.
Yeah, because like realistically, he was in there to block the ball. Like,
Yeah,
he,
okay.
he wasn't
Okay.
trying to make a challenge on the player. I think that's probably.
Oh, he's off.
It's a red. Oh, does that go to VAR though? Straight red cards.
That's huge.
That's going to go to
that'll-
VAR at least.
Well, VAR.
They'll
will
have a
for
look
most
at it.
things, Yeah.
That's so not good for my fantasy team.
And Guerrier looks genuinely hurt here as well. Like, I
he
don't think
does.
he's hurt himself.
That's why. But
As soon as it happened, I thought
That's-
that could be a
yeah.
possibility.
I thought he
Oh,
was.
I don't know. Where's he actually caught him? Oh, no way. That's a
No,
red
that's
card.
not a
That's
red
Quoll
card.
lunging in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary is just tripped over.
He's
Are we
barely
gonna-
even
yeah.
tackled him.
Gary's
Quoll has,
not put a
Quoll
challenge
has gone too, like his touch is too big, and then he's lunged for the ball.
Yeah.
If there's someone who's going to get the red card, it's Quoll, isn't it?
I don't think it is
Yeah,
a.
but
I don't think it's.
There's not a red card there.
No,
No.
I don't agree. It's a red, but if you're going to give a red card, surely it's
Yeah,
because
well,
Gary
Cole's the one
didn't
who
even.
made the challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary, if you look, it's like he tucked his feet in underneath him. So he went down to his knees almost.
Do we think this gets overturned then?
Oh, probably
100%.
not.
Dude, you can't give it. Yeah, you've got to.
Okay.
John
what would
Ross,
frustrate?
this is your first big test, mate.
What would frustrate me if it's the ref doesn't go to the monitor? Countless times last season, a decision was made in the VAR booth, and the referee didn't go over and have a look.
See,
He
because
at least has
from-
to go over and have a
That
look.
didn't impede the passing of the ball either.
No, from Fagani's position there, you can see why he thought that Gary went in for that because he's on the reverse angle.
Yeah.
Of that, right. You can understand that, but yeah, VAR has to go. No, that like Gary has not put a challenge in there. He's the one that's actually been caught.
So he's gone in, and then I think like Andy Harper was saying on the commentary here, he's withdrawn his like full leg.
Yeah.
So he's recognised he's not going to get the ball. He's actually pulled out, and it's actually like if Quoll doesn't have a heavy touch there and lunge in, there's not that big contact there.
No.
There is no way that is a red card.
Like I can understand the decision from where, like from the view he has. that
Yeah.
it would look like Gary has gone in hard in that challenge, and
It looked bad live. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the reverse angle that we have with the benefit of slow motion, you know.
Yes, VAR review.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But here's the
Thank
thing:
God.
I think when it's clear that the referee has made a mistake, don't call him over to the monitor.
No, you
You
just
know?
have to. Referees' egos are too big. You have to.
Yeah, but I just think don't. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Tell them they're wrong and tell them to overturn it. You know.
I agree with you, but
Yeah, you can see there. It's not a red card.
I'm also going to say though, if there is any referee in the league that will just go, nah, screw this, I back myself, it's Alireza Fagani.
Yeah.
But Quoll studs are going in though.
Yeah, I don't think that.
He's
it's not-
yeah, you're not wrong. He's actually planted his studs into
Yeah.
the top of Guerrier's shin.
Yeah. It's not. There's not a red card either way.
This
for
is
me.
ridiculous if this isn't overturned.
No, if anything, that is a free kick for Jason Guerrier.
Just saying.
Yeah.
He's explaining.
Listening,
No red. No red.
no red card.
Yeah.
Yellow card to number 2. Is that Jason?
That
Yeah.
is apparently just a reckless challenge.
Well, okay. That's look. At least the red card got withdrawn.
But that's 2 victory players on yellow cards already.
How many points get deducted for you, Lockie, for a yellow?
Yeah, it's a lot better than what it was. I'm gonna have a look at the scoring matrix. I do have Jason Guerrier in my team. A red card is -6. A yellow is -2. Okay. Oof, that got the heart rate up a little bit. Clutch was in there saying, "Well, this isn't good. What do we have VAR for if not to fix stuff like this?" It got fixed. Fair play. We got the VAR is here to stay, of course.
Yeah.
We got our first little what was it, commentary, live VAR, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah. Jacob, you mentioned that the crowd's a bit short. I think it's because of the weather. It's absolutely pouring down now.
It's
Look at
bucketing
it.
down there now, isn't it?
Everyone's just going up to the top stand, taking cover.
When I was younger, yeah, fair. But now I love the rain at the football. It's just.
Yeah.
I tell you what, actually, Clutch, I'm going to task you with something. I don't know how this works, but I'm pretty sure YouTube has a clipping function, right? Could you clip our reaction to that red card? I wonder if we could get that up on Twitter during the game.
Yeah.
Like if you clip it up on YouTube, and then am I able to then just like download it and
We'll give you credit.
post it up? I'll absolutely tag you on it.
I've also just seen these comments from Monique from earlier. She said she's never played fantasy but wants to next season and for F1.
How does F1 fantasy work?
I don't know a huge amount about it, but I think you choose a team and 2 drivers, I think.
Oh,
so that,
okay.
You know, if the team performs well, you get points for that. If the drivers perform well, you get points for that. So it's,
Can you just pick overlap?
I think so. I don't know. I've never played it before. And then she also says, Jacob, can you give us heads-to-heads each week? Whether it be team versus team, attacker versus defender, coaching style versus coaching style. We get to know which matchups will stand out. Well, I do plan on doing a talking tactics piece every week this season. Breaking down the interesting things that I notice, whether it be just from one game, whether it be a couple of things from a couple of games. So keep an eye out for that.
We're always open to ideas. We're very much in the experimental phase, and we're throwing lots of different kind of stuff out there and seeing what lands and what doesn't. We're doing previews on YouTube every week. Oh, Mashash is alone in the box.
No.
Nah, no one there.
Have some faith in Christian.
Rain absolutely pouring down.
Takes a good touch. Nah.
No, because the play stopped. Lost the ball.
Yeah.
I think you're back ahead of us, mate.
I think he is.
I'm on 35.03.
Yeah, you're like 4 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're doing previews on YouTube every week at this point, and that'll be a good. We're kind of a little bit slow on it this week because we're trying to get out so much content. But
yeah,
perhaps some more like analysis, head-to-head kind of stuff would work well in that format.
Yeah,
for sure.
Also, with our predictions, have you both got anything lined up for this game? I forgot what you guys said.
Well, mine applies for all games because mine is there won't be a win of more than a 2-goal margin.
Well, that looks safe for the meantime for this game.
I had what did I have? I had Douglas Costa goal contribution in the derby tomorrow night.
Yeah,
I would be shocked if he doesn't. The only way I could see that not happening is if he gets sent off. Honestly, he just looks so good. I'm pumped for that game. I'm really annoyed because I'll be working for like the first half.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I've got to. We don't have a photographer for tomorrow, so I've got to go out and take some pictures. And it's a later start, so it means that it'll be running through till about 20 to 8, my time. So that'll be most of the first half.
Robbie Thompson just said on commentary less than 100 tickets for the Western Sydney game. That's great.
Is it at Sydney Football Stadium or
Combank?
Combank, yeah, Parramatta.
Yeah, I can never remember if it's Amy or Allianz, so I just say Sydney Football Stadium.
All right, I'm on the YouTube clipping tool.
Yeah,
play it off. No.
Oh, you got to get there. Christian, how'd you get ahead? This is so funny.
Oh, look, his number just got tackled on the side.
And like grabs him by the scruff of the neck and pull him back up.
I thought there might have been another Kuzmina Muscat moment.
I was about to say,
and I was like, oh.
I was about to say the same thing. Studs up as well. Where's the red?
Full on hits the deck. That is great. And just by the shirt, pulls Miranda just back up off the ground.
There's a bit of Archie Thompson on that kid that one season in there. Just full commitment to it.
Whoever's asking the questions in the presser after the game, ask his Norbo, why weren't you wearing your shin pads, mate? First meme of the season. Long may they continue.
Victory aren't getting a whole lot of help from the central midfielders in this attacking third, though. Like it's just a heavy reliance on the front line, and then.
Jeez, they're slipping all over the place. Wow. Gonna get a red card.
Gee, that was a worse tackle.
Ooh.
Again, do you see how quality?
Oh, they're sliding all over the place.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of retribution from Cole, I reckon.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys need to be careful, I reckon, on this surface. Jeez.
Oh, what a pass outside the boot.
Oh, that's silky. I mean, didn't land to anyone. You got me excited.
Nah, it's all about the intent.
Oh, that's a yellow. Maybe not.
All right. Guerrier, red card.
Oh. It's getting a bit scrappy again.
Jeez, everyone's going down, yeah.
Yeah.
I just remembered I had a booking for every match as part of my prediction, so that's one tick. Got 5 games to go now.
Nice. You wanted what, second half goals as well?
Yeah, at least one second half goal in every game this round. So yeah, gonna need a goal in period 2.
Period 2. Who are you? What are we watching?
Hockey.
Yeah.
All right, free kick here for Victory. Reno Piscopo standing up. Jeez, not a whole lot of Victory travellers either.
Vukovic is like, I just want to be out there.
Oh, I guess some of them are back in the stands.
Yeah, but even then, it's still not a huge turnout.
Oh my God, have you guys just seen Clutch's comment?
No.
Okay, but are those giant inflatable bottles of ketchup at the stadium?
Yes, they are. Yes.
They are iconic, Clutch. They are part of like the folklore of PK League moments.
Yeah.
In fact, was it Vandy? Or no, someone did like a bracket style poll on Twitter a few months ago of like PK League moments, and the winner, they not only have the big sauce bottles, but they have little guys like the mascots, like the guys that are in the costumes. And the peak A-League moment that won the Twitter poll was just the sauce bottle giving the middle finger straight up to the camera. It's iconic.
It's so good.
It's absolutely iconic.
Like, think about, like, this is something that Clutch hopefully would understand. Like the Philly fanatic, but he's wearing a sauce bottle. It's like that sort of behavior, like, but from a sauce bottle. It's so good. They're the most famous sauce bottles in the world. Yeah,
they are. Absolutely are.
I was actually going to do my TikTok for the fantasy, but I didn't have time because you wanted us to hop on a bit earlier.
Didn't have time. I said TikTok, 60 seconds. Hello.
Yeah, I haven't done it. Jacob, you haven't either? It's your debut?
No, I just completely forgot. I don't have an excuse.
Monique says these are the most famous sports. Oh, you read that out. You're taking my job. That's all right.
Good job, Lockie.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a bit slow tonight, obviously. Been a long week. I meant no disrespect to the source. I was unaware of their game.
Yeah. I asked Vidmar a couple of questions and said it's a long week. Come on.
I was so tempted. I actually didn't go for it in the end because it's the first time I met him. I want to just establish a good relationship first. But I really wanted to ask him about how he felt about the Pissant Town line being featured in the video, like the promotional video from the APL.
I think, honestly, I don't think he'd have a problem with it because it was true. Like at the time, he was spot
Go on, Jacob, say it.
Spot on about how
things
were going in.
I want to hear you say it.
Let's leave it for another day.
Say the line, Bart.
Oh, is Paletti on this call now?
That's the one Simpsons reference I can land.
Heinz Field ones might be in for a chat. That's true. Although they're not there anymore. So it's I don't think they are now that they've renamed it, Gavin.
Oh, Tony Popper's up there.
Yeah, I think Chris put in the chat that he's out there for a couple of games. So I think the Mariners and someone else. Well, obviously the Mariners.
Hopefully the weather's okay tomorrow for the derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we have a forecast for that?
Oh, here we go. Penalty.
Is it?
Oh, that was a bit of a nudge.
Oh, you didn't even. It wasn't even a penalty. You just shouted that in desperation. Nah, that's just physicality.
That was a nudge.
That's just physicality.
Let me see the replay. Yeah, that's physicality. Well done. Good challenge. Was that Docker? I think who made it.
Yeah, surely I get points for that. Come on. He's up to 3.
It's funny because I actually benched Boss for Virgos. Virgos is starting for me.
Oh no, Christian.
Rookie error.
And Boss is on 4 points. Valid on 2.
He's an elite forward. Well, I don't know why you're taking him out of your team.
Can't catch a break.
Ooh.
Oh no. Ooh, well done, Jace. Did you see the water just splash off his head when he made that header?
Yeah.
Was that sweat or just from the rain?
Nah, it'd be the rain.
Or tears when he got assaulted by A. Luke Well.
Yeah. At least they've got a proper ball here. It's not like the school football days of a torn up ball that was partially flat in a rainy game, and then it would you cop one to the face and oof.
It's hard to analyze these last 20 minutes since that non-red card because now it's just been all too scrappy. Like there's no real pattern of play. There's no flow.
Yeah.
Honestly, even
really
before that,
start.
I didn't feel like there was a lot.
Yeah, but you could see what each team was trying to do though. Now it's just really, really scrappy and getting each other's face. A lot of tackles flying in
with that because it did.
Yeah.
The surface is now clearly very, very damp. Like, look at how the ball's holding up there.
Jeez.
That's soft. I've always hated that. You can't turn your back and shield the ball and then fall down at the moment you get contact.
Well, what if you get shoved in the back too hard?
He didn't get shoved in the back. He got ran into, but he wasn't shoved. I think if you're shielding the ball, you know it's going to be physical. Don't fall down. But then, I mean, you get the free kick for it. So, it's the smart move. It's just annoying.
Okay, I officially give up. I don't know how to download these clips. I can get them and do a share, but I don't want to share because it's just going to send you to YouTube. I want to download the clip.
Yeah, you won't be able to from YouTube unless you do some nefarious things.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want to do that, would we?
We
I know I'll be able to do it when the stream finishes, but I wanted to use it as promo at half time.
Yeah.
Anyway. Monique says Combank is almost undercover for fans. A really nice stadium. Went to the grand final the other year. I actually still haven't been there. It's on the list.
I've only done the one away day, so I've only really ever been to Hindmarsh and the Oval for football games. I mean,
I've done a couple for different reasons. I did Sydney Football Stadium and Stadium Australia for the Women's World Cup.
I did them for Arsenal actually when Arsenal came out in what was it?
Right, yeah.
I did that, yeah. But
I've only done Sydney Football Stadium for All Stars game when they played Juventus in 2014. Oh, penalty victory.
Oh, that one is a penalty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fornaroli wins the pen.
Full and Rolly.
Virgos wouldn't have won that, Christian.
Because Virgos would have just scored. That doesn't need a penalty.
True. Carl, give it to Baladon. Give Baladon the penalty.
Inside. That's a little bit naive from Bradley Tapp there.
It
Yeah.
is.
You know what that reminds me of, actually? That is Lewis Miller
Amateur.
against Chung-Min Sun at the Asian Cup.
Yeah.
That corner of the box, just naivety, diving in.
God,
Experienced
just
players going to win that.
stay on your feet, son. Though, like you can just score that anyway. Like,
Is Fornaroli going to take it? Are we
Yeah.
tipping?
of course he is.
Yeah, he should.
Looks like he's
Clutch,
gonna be
that's a good
sick.
idea, by the way. I'm going to get up on my phone and screen record.
Those flat balls stung. They sure did, Gavin. They sure did.
Do I have to pause my reaction?
Yes. No, we had a deal, remember? Silent celebrations. Oh, he's not offside, is he?
Yeah.
Well, he might be.
Nah. He's fine.
Do you reckon that back foot's keeping him on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. What time was the card?
It was the. I don't know. My Sophie score's not working properly.
Decision upheld.
There you
Come on, Bruno.
To score the first goal of the
Come on.
20th season.
I'm putting my face in front of hand in front of Christian. Oh no! Bruno, what are you doing? Bench him. No, I'm kidding.
Deserved.
Oh
Get on
my
the-
god.
Virgos!
Burgos would have scored it.
Virgos off the bench. Warm up. What is that?
It's just post, yeah? Yeah, no touch.
Yeah.
Fornaroli's reaction just drops to his knees in disgust.
He knows he's out for the next month, that's why.
It's actually a really good penalty. That's one of those ones where it's like an inch the other side, and everyone's going on about how such a well taken penalty that is. Like it's
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's half time.
wow.
Final kick of the half. Well, that was dramatic. There actually wasn't a lot to talk about in terms of the actual football there, but you have a red card rescinded and then a penalty shout right at the end.
Can you imagine if that was a 90th minute penalty and I needed a goal in the second half and he's missed that? I would have been fuming.
Well, I mean, that's an prime opportunity they've just wasted, though.
Yeah.
Oh, those shirts are very see-through in the wet.
Yeah.
With the Catapult sports bras.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Half time. Will Booth, where are you?
Get on already, Will. Come on.
That's all right. He's probably going to take 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, finding somewhere to.
He's still busy celebrating after that penalty.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave you two to the halftime show because I want to get this clip sorted.
All right.
So go for life. You two can talk.
How do we even analyse this first half, Jacob?
I don't think we can. To be honest, it was just sloppy, just crazy football. I think the weather doesn't help. It's been raining, but it has been raining, and it has been raining for both sides. So Ty would be correct in this occasion, but no, it's just been sloppy. Nobody's been able to really get anything going. Tackles going all over the place. Bad challenges, passes are just being held up in the pitch because it's now like waterlogged and just slowing down too much. I think that's part of the reason why Fornaroli had such a bad touch there and that right at the end before that penalty. It's because the ball was just coming at a different speed to what you would expect. There's been a lot of long balls from both sides, which for the Victory I mentioned, I think is because they know that their midfield, or they have belief that their midfield is stronger and they have faith in that and that they'll win that second ball. Whereas for the Mariners, I think it's trying to exploit the height of their forwards, Cole and Edmondson, and not small guys. They're both pretty tall. Edmondson's very strong as well. So I think that was sort of the aim there. But yeah, it just sort of devolved into a bit of chaos for the most part because neither team could keep possession. Neither team could win possession back cleanly. I think it's going to take probably a set piece, honestly, that will split the sides if there is going to be a winning goal, because at this stage, neither team's really creating much from open play. And what they are creating has been just, again, that word, sloppy. And I think that's really been my takeaway. I don't think anybody's performed exceptionally well. I don't think anyone's had a real stinker so far. It's just been pretty average.
I think the only hope for the Mariners, based off that first half, is just a couple of opportunities on the counter-attack, because in terms of general play, it just we touched on this in the Asian Champions League Elite in the two games they've played. Just in that final third, they just don't seem to click. When it matters most, and they're gonna have to rely, I think, from a Victory mistake from the back line or something of that nature, even a set piece, like you said, Jacob, something along those lines if they are to get a breakthrough, because other than that, they haven't looked very convincing. I know the conditions, the pitch doesn't help. Their brand of football they want to play, it's forced them to revert to more long balls than they'd usually want to. I know that's going to be a big strength of theirs with the two tall centre forwards up there, but I think Mark Jackson wants to still keep the ball on the ground where possible. But with those conditions, it's just not sitting well for them. It's just not an option at times, and they've got to revert to that long ball. But that could work in the second half if they just adjust their tactics a bit better. Who knows with the substitutions that might come on? But Victory have looked the more threatening of the two sides for sure. Even on that wing, the Lupulets had a few chances there where just that final delivery just felt falling a bit short, which would frustrate Fornaroli a bit because he's been in that central position waiting for the ball, and it just hasn't quite fallen to him. So little bits like that, but we see Will's just popped into the chat.
We got our phone-in reporter. He's got his what is that headset on as well? Hello.
I got my headphones just so I can hear.
Oh, you are so quiet. Hold on, I'll turn you up a little bit.
Okay, turn me up. Am I good?
Yeah, you're still very quiet, but I don't know. I've got you on max.
Okay, I got you on loudspeaker now.
There we
headphones.
go.
Is that better?
Yeah. What are you made of the first half, Will?
Yes, a pretty exciting affair. I think both teams started kind of, a bit timidly. The rain did not help at all. That was bucketing down. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw that on the broadcast, but it was everywhere. It just did not help the game flow at all. So kind of stunted the momentum there for a bit. Plenty of action at either goal mouth. I mean, you guys have definitely touched on the red being rescinded and the pen right at the end. What a way to end that half. I think probably fair result, that pen missing in the end. It was pretty self-penalty.
It's a penalty.
Biased opinion.
That's naive from tap diving in there.
From where I was sitting, mate, didn't touch him. No, it was hard to see. There was a bit of contact. But he went down. I mean, I think 0-0 at half time is probably a fair result, but the game, I don't know, the weather looks all right now. I'm outside and it's not raining too hard. It's some light sprinkles. So hopefully the weather holds out and then we, see that momentum carry through the second half, because that definitely, hampered the game a little bit.
Weatherman booth. I love it.
How's the vibe and the atmosphere out there, Will?
Probably not as big of a crowd as we would have hoped. I mean, for the league's sake, it's the grand final rematch, so I definitely thought there'd be a bit more hype around it. And as soon as that rain comes, at this stadium, everyone just scampers up the back of the ground. So you lose everything. And I think some of the Yellow Army, pull their umbrellas out. You lose a lot of that. Everyone just disappears. So, it's good for the people who've showed up and the start of the game, it looks promising. Maybe the Storm stay away, but no, it's come over midway through that first half.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this second half now, Will? How is the game going to shape up? What subs do you see the Mariners making to try and change the game up? Because from my opinion in that first half, Victory did have the better chances. What will Mark Jackson do to change it up in the second half?
Well, we could see Brentman come on and replace one of the strikers. It's probably one of the first times we've seen that traditional pairing of just two number nines, not that more midfield in between player and the facilitator. So I think maybe he goes to that well. No Thea Harris on the bench. The Mariners lose a lot of their impact in him. He's, a player that loves to come on late in games and run straight at players. I think, Fajal there out wide has tried a few things, and they, if they came off, that'd be excellent, but he's not got a good success rate out there. So I'd look to bring in Gore on as well. I think the game calls for a player like him, who maybe, just can have a higher success rate on a few of the things he's trying.
Yeah. And how much of the struggles that the Mariners have had do you think is down to not having Nisbet there in the middle to really pull the strings? Because it does look like they're sort of struggling to create once the ball gets out of that back line and moves forwards a bit. it does start to break down for them there. Do you think that that is because of the loss of Nisbet, or?
Yeah, I think so, because most of the Mariners' best chances have come from like a ball just bypassing midfield. So it's come from balls directly to wingers or over the top. I mean, Victory looked like they have maybe a similar problem. So Mashash is kind of playing in that front line. I'm sure you've touched on it, Jacob.
Yeah.
They've got Piscopo and Mashash kind of just playing off Fornaroli, and it looks here that maybe they're finding a bit of a hard time progressing the ball from Valadon and Teague into dangerous areas. But I mean, there is space behind the Mariners fullbacks, and if Victory took their chances, I think you said, Christian, they definitely had the better of the chances. And if Victory had taken their chances, it could be 2 or 3 here. Also, just quickly before I go back, I'm very impressed with Dylan in goal, big DPC. He looks so comfortable with his feet, and picked the right way on the penalty as well. But just he's playing exactly like you said it. You said it in the preview that he that I noted that he was had some solid performances in the NPL. Well, he's playing exactly the way he did in the NPL, like without fear, with the ball in his back at the back, just putting his studs on it and dictating the tempo there. So no, really impressive from him so far. And I'll definitely have some questions for Jackson about him.
Nice.
Was it a red card, Will?
Never, mate. I thought it was a yellow for both of them, if that's even possible. It was a bit of a weird decision. I don't know how the Mariners even ended up with the foul there. So yeah, that one was definitely surprised that Ali, overturned his decision there. I thought, out of the refs in the A-League, he'd be the least likely to do that.
That's
so
exactly what
that was surprising.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
All right, Will, thank you for taking some time out. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, go.
No, I was just going to say, yes, definitely the sensible decision in the end there.
Yeah, very nice. Live production, what are you going to do? All right, Will, thank you very much for phoning in. We appreciate it. Go enjoy your hot chips at halftime. We'll see you later.
No worries. Thank you. Got some bloody good pies there, I reckon, waiting for me.
Very nice. Sounds good. Cheers,
See you,
mate.
fellas.
Absolutely brilliant. Will Booth, thank you. That clip's going to be great. Yeah, look, that red card, like... And I kind of agree with Will. If it's possible to give both of them yellows, I think you're right, Jacob, that Ali Reyes has only seen the back end. He actually hasn't seen Guerrier not extend fully his legs there, which makes it looks really bad. But I think Guerrier is still on the field. That's a good thing. There was a penalty. It was missed. It's 0-0. It's unfortunate. Victory probably should be ahead, but yeah, it's probably about even. And then hopefully the game brightens up in the second half a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite old school A-League, this game so far, just how it's gone about things, a bit chaotic, a bit all over the place, not as clean and efficient as we've come to see from Mariners and Victory games over the last couple of years. It's a bit more old school, which, given all the sort of hype over it, being the 20th year of the A-League and all these throwbacks to all the good old days and stuff, is kind of funny.
What did I say for the Sydney Derby? That every time there's hype, it always disappoints, and the same thing is happening so far. Like this opening game was hyped up. It is true.
It's
not every time.
Disappointing because Bruno didn't score
more often than not. Yeah, true.
We may as well go grab our Victory scarves, eh?
Yeah.
All right, I got the clip up. I ended up giving up. I apologize to everyone. Someone could have mentioned in the chat. I'm not sure. I might have missed it. But the screen capture for the scoreboard broke, like the time thing, because I had another window over the top and then it didn't update the clock live. So I couldn't actually go back and find the exact minute of where the red card was. But I knew where the penalty was. So I got the penalty clip instead. There you go. That's good. We can do that next time. Thank you, Clutch. That was a good tip, by the way. Realist was in here before saying, what's your prediction for the game? Look, I still think Victory will get the win. That's what I had pre-game. I'm going to stick with it for now. But it definitely doesn't look like a high scorer, does it?
At this stage, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw, especially if the rain sticks around. Even if, Will was saying it's just light showers now, but even that's enough to keep the pitch wet. And, it means that teams can't play the way they want to, and it's going to just be more of the same. I think it's going to, like I said earlier in half time. I said I think it's going to be a set piece probably. If there's going to be a winner, that'll be the determining factor, and it still looks like that's going to be the case.
Christian, you have a prediction for the second half?
Look, I predicted a draw beforehand for our predictions for the scorelines, and I don't think I'm going to change because it just seems like no breakthrough is going to happen. There may be a goal from each side and might open up a tad, but yeah, there's not going to be many opportunities considering the conditions. So I guess it depends on what changes both teams make. I expect definitely Virgos to get in there for Fornaroli after that missed penalty, maybe a halftime sub for a punishment. But no, in all seriousness, there's actually not too many ones that stick out in terms of suitable replacements for Victory. You've got Adama Traore, defender. Obviously got Santos, a new signing, Brazilian. Jing Reese, do you test him out? Is there room for him with Virgos? Probably the number one option behind Fornaroli. Josh Rawlins, does he get a look in? So, yeah, there's not many options. I think the Mariners have a bit more depth, or only just because it is sort of a slightly
They have more depth.
Well, it's a younger setup. So, in terms of, not fresh legs, but in a sense that, I don't know, they might have a few more weapons to open up the game. Whereas Victory, they have a couple of defenders that, do they need them to, break up the play and open it up? So, I guess it depends in that sense. But, I'm going to stick with a draw.
All right. Well, let's actually have a look. Who have each team actually got on the bench? Obviously, Daniel Azani suspended. He will not be making an appearance tonight. Mm-hmm. You've got Jing Reese and Virgos are really the only two attacking players. Perhaps Adama Traore at a stretch if you wanted to attack slightly different way down the left, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You got Brantman, that's Will suggested in Gore as well, who transferred from the Victorian NPL this year on the Mariners side of things. Yeah, not a whole lot of game changes. You'd imagine Virgos would definitely make an appearance at some point.
He'll come on eventually. But I don't think either team's made any changes for this second half. So
No, not yet. Second half is underway.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. Like I said, I don't think anybody's been bad enough to warrant subbing off, but I don't think anybody's been particularly brilliant either. So
Clutch says 3-0 victory incoming. Gavin says he's sticking with his 2-1. Theo, hey guys, great to see you all doing well. Welcome into the inner sanctum, mate. It's good to have you here.
I haven't heard that name in 84 years.
Appreciate you stopping by, mate. It's been a while. It's been a few months now. It's weird.
A long time. But it feels like a long time. I guess it's because we've been doing so much, hey?
Yeah.
So hard on getting stuff out. And
the league's finally back.
yeah, at last.
All right, second half. Let's lock in. I still hate that referee kit.
Still going on about it.
It's the first thing I noticed when I looked back over. It's just ugly.
I've got something for you to add to your bingo card for next week now. Is Lockie mentioning the referee's kit?
Well, they have like 3 or 4, right? So maybe there's just a rotation of hideous numbers.
Or maybe they're all as bad as each other.
Where's the fourth musketeer? We had him at halftime. He's actually at the ground tonight. He's in the press box for us. So we managed to convince him to step outside and phone in for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever it was. But no, just the 3 of us tonight.
Whoa, I was expecting a big challenge there.
And if you're referring to someone in particular, I believe they were potentially going to make an appearance, but Paletti says they have like a root canal or something in their teeth, and it's giving them a fair bit of trouble. So the live show is probably off for the next week or so for Paletti, unfortunately.
Good. Less Sydney people, the better.
Jeez.
Rough.
Hide your bias a little bit more better, mate. Come on.
Oh, what about Will? You said that the penalty wasn't a penalty. There was hardly a clip. What's he on about? Oh, atrocious.
Oh, Casey Boss out-muscled there. Oh, okay, he's just won it back very well.
And then he
go, break!
Then, between the lines.
Come on, Bruno.
Qual's
Take him on.
pretty
He
rapid.
scored a great goal from that area of the pitch last year.
Oh, the
Oh.
Rabona.
Ooh, live Rabona. A little bit cheeky. A little bit cheeky.
Don't hate it. It's a good idea.
Just to keep him guessing.
I don't see it happening, but I want to see Fornaroli and Burgos play together.
Nah, it
That's
won't
the
happen.
two. I know it won't, but I want to see it.
Unless Virgos is suddenly capable of playing out on the wing, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
He can play out on the wing.
Can he?
But he's played a few times in Greece.
Oh,
That's
oh.
a good ball.
Oh,
Okay,
see, that's
that
Nishan
is-
Volupla in the A-League for you.
That is the worst finish I've seen.
Oh,
this season.
see, that this is what I've been saying all preseason when people have been hyping him up in the Cup. He gets to the A-League and he can't do it.
And
He stumbles
scored for
every
the
year.
Socceroos as well.
Yeah, add the soccer. So the Cup, Australia Cup of the Socceroos is all right.
He's great when it's
Oh.
matters for victory.
See, that's what I mean. You just got to finish those.
We've got a 30-second sample size to the Socceroos. Come on, we can't judge him. It says he
It was a
plays
better
well for the
finish than
Socceroos.
that.
Yeah, I know.
Proves he can do it. Like that. Come on, you got to score that.
You have to score that.
Get it on target at least. That was.
Not gonna
Well
lie,
defended.
I'm actually low-key happy because Casey Boss would have gone to sister. Was that Boss who crossed it? I'm pretty sure it was Boss.
It might have been.
It was either Mashash or Boss. Again with these long balls.
Well, if Victory fail to win this match now, it's going to be on them. They've had two premium chances. It was Boss. Oh, it's just
That
a
is so
gaping
bad.
goal.
That's such a bad finish. That's terrible. Oh, I
That's
love it.
bad.
I wonder if the Brazilian will come on for him.
I like how Jacob says love it. Well, he's just low-key inside loving it.
Oh, that's such a bad finish. Like that wasn't even heading towards the goal. How did he-
Clarice Mario Rodriguez on for Nishan Volupale, circa 65th minute. There you go.
Ooh, bit risky from the keeper here.
Oh, God.
Given the amount of rain that's been there, I'm amazed to see that Mark Jackson's entire shirt isn't just soaked. There were significant dry patches there. It's like he's been covering himself up, but just in specific areas.
Clutch says, I thought this was a niche safe space. Come on, boys. And not when I'm here. Yeah.
Lockie has thoughts about Nish and Volupale the way that I did about Ben Halloran last season.
The thing is, I actually really like him. And last year I predicted him as my breakout star for Melbourne Victory because of his cup run. And he's just burnt me last year. So I love him as a player. I still do think he has a lot of potential. But he's just burnt me. So I'm a little bit sore on him.
That's the thing, though, right? It's like we all want the players on the teams that we're fans of to play well. It's just that's why it's annoying when they don't.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's what I think people don't understand is that you're not like I don't hate any player. I just hate the way that they perform. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
What's
a good
worse
idea,
is that Will has a 6-point lead on me in the fantasy. Mirage is on 4. Caltech 3 points. Rodrick Miranda 2.
Christian only has a 3 over me, which is not bad considering I've only got the one player in the game.
Bruno Fornaroli sitting on Will's bench as a -6 for missing the penalty.
He picked it straight after I chose Virgos. He's like, oh, I might as well go for Fornaroli.
Why am I suddenly getting notifications from Discord? See, I hate Discord so much.
Actually, that's a very good point, Robbie Thompson. Bruno also missed a penalty against Jaffers in the Cup.
Oh.
Off, Bruno. Ooh, from range.
Ooh.
So Bruno is the anti-McLaren.
What? Can't score
Can't
penalties,
score from
only
penalties, yeah.
field goals.
Yeah. That's not a bad hit.
Yeah, it's not far away, is it?
Yeah.
He won goal of the year from at this ground last season.
He did. Yeah, was it just me or was it a bit boring for goals last season? Like there were some good goals, but
There was some good goals.
You
But
reckon?
if you think of moments, definitely
Yeah,
like Sapsford in the derby
yeah.
was insane.
But in terms of just that pure one-off, just I mean, was it Caceres that had that one from halfway that was just
Antonis,
Antonis,
and then gave the big uns to Marco Ruben.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was probably the standout in terms of just the most ridiculous goal.
You'd also some people would say Fornaroli's Rabona as well, but there was a massive deflection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous to go for that.
It was, yeah.
Then,
1.27 XG against 0.08. If the Victory don't win this game, it's going to be a travesty.
expected goals, believers in shambles.
Okay, Paletti. Everyone's doing their best Paletti impersonation
That's
tonight.
right. Well, they're not here, so we're all having to pick up the slack.
Go on, get it wide. Boss! Oh, you got
was
a pass!
That's
Zinedine.
selfish.
Zizou.
That's
Oh,
selfish.
Zizou. It is.
I might get crucified for this by Adelaide fans, but
He was even looking up.
You know what? That's such a really good underlapping run from Piscopo as well. He's dragged the defender inside to actually give Boss more space.
Yeah.
And Mashash has ignored him. Chris is in the chat. Mariners on the ropes. They should be 2 goals down, and they're not. So they should consider themselves lucky.
Oh, that's good. Oh.
This isn't going to be MacArthur all over again, is it? Where they get one counter attack.
Is that Mikael Docker playing as striker now?
Is he going smaller sided, kind of Nisbet?
He'd rotated really far forwards there, and obviously he's playing out wide, or at least was in the first half. But looks like to try and get him more involved, he might be moving centrally slightly as well, playing a sort of like a pseudo 10 role.
Oh, well done, boss. Oh, nice ball. Come on, Nish, do something. Oh, it's just not a good pass.
It's not a good pass, and it's not a good run. The reason it's not a good run, and this was something that I saw a lot last season from a couple of sides, it was too shallow to the point where even if he gets that ball right, all he can do is turn and face the sideline. Like he's closed himself off too much to be able to then get the ball back across the face of goal and cause some problems. It's just going to force him away to the sideline anyway, and then probably back to Valupale anyway. So the run isn't great, and the pass wasn't very good either. But yeah, those runs in the half space, they have to be more direct at goal. They can't be sort of perpendicular or on that angle, even slightly towards the corner post, because you're turning your body away from goal, and you can't get the ball across unless you do some back heel or Rabona or something crazy.
This isn't going to be another season of Victory dominating games but can't score goals, right? I don't know if I could live through that again.
Isn't that what Victory has done most seasons? It's.
Well done, Jack Duncan.
There it is. That's a save that gets Duncan for the whole season. Langrek on the bench when he comes in.
I almost picked up Jack Duncan in the fantasy draft.
I'm not surprised by that.
I knew he wouldn't get picked, so he's an option for me. Maybe I'm giving away my strategy here, but he's definitely an option for me because he's not a big name, so people aren't going to look to him, but he's going to be in a team that's not going to concede a lot of goals. So his defenders can actually do a lot of his point scoring for him.
That's and that's where Will, I think, is what he's really based his team around. Has been he's getting not necessarily players who he thinks are going to get a lot of points, but he's getting players in teams that he thinks are going to win with clean sheets and things like that. So
I've done that to the same extent as well.
He's got a few Sydney players and things, whereas I've gone for players that I think that won't necessarily have consistent points, but will have big spurts that will help in a head-to-head league like we've got. So it'd be interesting to see which way works. Whether it's the more consistent but lower scoring players or the, inconsistent but high scoring ones, because it's head to head. So you can.
Oh, that's a red card.
Ooh.
Is it?
If he's made contact, it 100% is. That's really bad.
That one's a red card. Miranda's done stupid stuff like that before as well.
Oh, he's a yellow,
It's a yellow.
which means the VAR can't look at it, no?
No, VAR can look at everything.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
just-
there's a rule that something that VAR can't look at it.
All right, let me give you both a little lesson in
Ooh.
VAR, right? Will's in here saying it's a red as well.
Red, yeah.
The rule about the yellow cards in VAR is the VAR is not allowed to look at incidents to like suggest a yellow card.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't actually matter what the referee gives on the
Yeah,
field.
yeah,
It's if
yeah,
the incident
right.
itself matches the severity. This is going to be a red
Yeah.
card. I'm assuming that's blood,
He's
right?
caught him with the studs behind the ear.
Yeah, I mean it's a red
Yeah.
card.
He's
As
gonna
soon
have
as
a
you
look.
touch him, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Miranda, he actually had a good second half to the year in terms of this stuff, but he has a brain fade in him. This guy.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a really
Oh, that's
high
clear.
height.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like that's he's off his feet. The Mariners player, like he's jumping for that. There is no.
He's
What if
very
he gets the
clearly
ball? What if he
caught
gets the ball first, which he did?
Doesn't matter.
You
It
can't
literally
kick
does not
someone
matter.
in the head.
Literally does not matter.
You can't. It's like running up to someone, punching, and then running away with the ball. And going,
And
oh, yeah, but I
imagine
got the
how many
ball."
lives Kevin Muscat would have taken if getting the ball first was okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the
That's a
problem
red
with
card,
Muscat
he's
was
off.
He didn't get close to the ball most of the
I
time.
know it's bad. That's not a good look.
easiest decision ever. Red card, serious foul play.
Play,
Miranda's off. Serious foul play, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that'll be low severity as well because it wasn't like huge contact, but it was so it'll be I think it's the automatic too, and I don't reckon they'd add any on for it being like a high severity.
All right, here you go. Victory are going to be forced to make some kind of change here. What's it
It'll
going to be?
Defensive, right? They'll have to shore up.
I'd
that
be
defense.
putting.
Oh,
I'd be
Josh-
putting
Yeah, Josh. Nah, for me, Josh Rawlins comes on and Gary slots inside. I think
Yeah.
that's the obvious
I
one.
was going to say either Traore or Rollins to come in and Gary slots in that centre back role. You'd give it to Rollins though, on that, I guess the right hand side.
Roy, okay, here's a good spell of stuff from Roy. First of all Melbourne need to do is make the pass that's on a second earlier. That's true. Instead of walloping it from 30 yards and they'll be in. Mariners look nowhere near it, but don't rule out them sneaking a goal. Very more likely now. Is going to VAR. Nah, that's not a red. Didn't touch him. Yeah, he did. Sorry. They paused it before the contact. We all go through the same thing. Melbourne had the game in their hands and go and do that. Absolutely. That's the truest thing you said there. And I said, Miranda has a brain fade in him. Last year, maybe it wasn't a red card, but a couple just silly back passes that resulted in goals and lost results. And he's cost his side here.
There's something about A-League centre-backs and doing that, though, right? Like, even the best of the best have had those moments in them to just...
Even Melbourne Victory visa players, Ryan Marchand did a very
Yeah.
similar one. Maybe that was at the start of last year that I'm remembering, or the season before at Amy Park. I don't know how they don't get that by now.
Yeah. I'm just going to go grab a glass of water real quick.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
remember against Adelaide in the early rounds last season, Miranda I think got a stupid red card.
Maybe it was him. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely remember the Marchand one, but Miranda definitely could have done it too. Wouldn't be surprised. Chris says, I'd love to see the carnage if they allowed players free for all as long as they get the ball. That's what I'm saying. It would be the Wild West out there. Clutch says, red, clear as day, such a dumb foul, 100%. Roy, he didn't mean the contact, to be fair. The player came in on the blind side, so it won't be extended ban. I think, I think it would be minimum because it was, as far as serious foul play contact goes like that, it was light. So you'll probably get the minimum. That's either 1 or 2 weeks, I'm not sure. I think it actually might just be 1, and maybe violent conduct is 2. Not a penalty.
Oh,
Not a penalty. No way.
I think that's a penalty, Lockie.
No, it's
What have I missed?
not. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
Of course I don't. Will does though.
All right, it's getting spicy now.
It is. It is. I'm expecting this sort of stuff from the Sydney Derby tomorrow as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you'd love. You're going to have
What?
like 35,000 or something supporters.
Why,
in
another
there.
nil or draw? Is that what you want?
No, I just mean this sort of intensity to it. Nobody's holding back in their challenges like that.
We just need Mark Jackson to get fouled on the sideline. Everything's happened in this game.
Roy says, I love how competitively this game is being played watching from England. Why do we have so many people watching from England? That's very strange. Anyway, look, we're glad to have you. Sorry?
Said it's a good place to be.
It is a good place to be. I do like England. I do love England.
Sorry, I just had a bit of a chuckle there. Sorry, continue.
Hey, mate, you're outnumbered tonight. I wouldn't go too hard. Chris says crowd is getting very animated here. Yeah, I know you don't
I don't
care.
care. Bring it on.
Speaking of England, Thomas Tuchel as the new coach.
Oh, let's not deal with that tonight. All right, we've got half an hour left. It is spicing up. Chris is saying the crowd is getting up and about as well. It looks like a lot of the Bay have returned to their seats. The rain has hopefully held off.
Come out of their caves after the red card, have they? Have they returned?
I love how before we went live, Christian, you were like, yeah, you know what? I might try and be a little bit more neutral today. And then
With the victory game.
That's just gone out the window.
I can't. When it's during the game, Socceroos victory, I just can't keep my emotions intact.
No, I can't blame you.
I know you can't. I remember when we met, when we went to the derby last year in the semi-final. I'm like, oh, okay, I see how it is now.
Can't contain myself, unfortunately. But when I'm in the media box, it's going to have to be a different story, isn't it?
It will. Yeah. No.
But that was the good thing about when I was there for the Socceroos one in the press box there, and it was everybody was behind the Socceroos and celebrating their goals and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it was slightly
a bit biased
professionally
there,
okay.
Yeah.
Chris says rain completely gone. Base 16 and lower levels back. Literal fair weather fans.
I mean, if they stayed, then
Mariners substitutes preparing themselves. Sabit and Gore coming on.
that was Will's pick.
If I had to pick man of the match as of now, 65 minutes in, I'd probably choose Casey Boss. If I had to
Bad
choose.
shout.
How is Lucas Moragas on 12 points? And Caltech on 10? What has happened? Oh, clean sheet after 60 minutes. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Because Gary is on 8 as well. That makes sense.
I've got Storm Roo. Let's see. Storm Roo's on 10. Gets in.
Yeah, because the clean sheet bonus is massive. So one goal, you're going to lose, what, like 8 points?
Yeah.
I got, Docker on 9.
Clean sheets are massive. So Will's on 25 points. That's crazy after one game.
Did he captain someone?
No.
From the Mariners.
He's just got 2 Mariners defenders. So that's 16 points for the clean sheet right there. So if they concede one goal, he's going to lose, what, 8 for the clean sheet and 2 for each goal. He's going to be down to 5.
Okay.
So if Mishash can go score a goal and break the clean sheet, that would be beautiful.
No, I'd rather it the other way. Because I got Docker on 9, but Christian's got a bunch of players in this game. He's up on 15 at the moment. So,
Well, I should be on 22 if I didn't sub out Casey Boss. God, I hate myself.
You regretted the pick and now you're regretting subbing him out as well.
I just can't get it right. I've got Costa captain though, so that'll make up the points tomorrow. It's either that or Lockie's prediction goes in the gutter. So
Yeah, true.
it's either one.
What do I want? Actually, you're not playing me, so let him score 3. It's fine.
True.
all right, here comes Virgos though. He's on for Fornaroli.
Yeah, there you go. Virgos for Fornaroli and Gore comes on for a Facial as well.
Mishash off for Jing Reese. I think Mishash has been the best in the final third for the victory.
Well, he did just punt it away when he should have given it to Casey Boss.
Yeah, but...
No, you're right. Yeah, it's been good. So how does that look for Vic? Oh, Piscopo inside, Jing Reese out left for victory?
Yeah. Unless... Unless does Velupile come more central?
Yeah, no, he could.
So obviously what he was doing for Australia. So
I've just remembered I need a goal in this second half. I'm already sweating. It's one game, man. Why am I so bad at predictions?
it's honestly, it needs to be studied at this point. Like,
Is that enough?
he just left.
Roy says, I like the way the manager picked the player up after he slid him over earlier. He looked like he wanted to wallop him. Is that manager known for being aggressive? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, Roy, I know I've seen your name before and you're in England, so I'm guessing you're familiar with UK football. If you know Kevin Muscat, very similar attitude, Patrick Kisnorbo. Just think Kevin Muscat, but maybe dragged back a few pegs in terms of aggressiveness. And that's Patrick Kisnorbo. But you're right. He almost seemed to be okay with it, and then he picked Moragas up. And then I think Moragas thought that the fact that he was going by the neck was he was trying to have a go, but I think Kisnorbo was actually just trying to deal with it. All right, come on. Victory, free kick in the front half. Ticking over 70 minutes here. That's poor. Keeper claims.
Terrible.
That was really bad. I thought that was sailing over everybody, but it didn't even make it.
Oh, Qualls in behind. Oh, good recovery from Valadon. Geordie Valadon's defensive recoveries have been very good.
Such a bad touch from Qual there, though.
Yeah.
He's just got to knock that in front of him. Why is he taking such a soft touch there?
Oh, geez, boss. See, the fact that Geordie Valadon actually managed to eliminate Qual from the heading duel there, and Boss just didn't deal with it. Yeah. He gave him the perfect flick on. He was completely solo.
But yeah, that soft touch, he was, nah.
That's a poor set piece as well.
That's a great ball. There is more what I was talking about needs to be done. There, he angled it slightly more towards the goal. So when that ball came in, he could turn his body to knock it back for a cross. Obviously, it got blocked, but that's the run that needs to be made, not what Victory were doing, where it was a little bit more shallow.
So I've completely forgotten to check back in. Did they make a defensive substitution after the card?
No. I don't think so.
I haven't even been looking.
Rawlins for Piscopo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Piscopo will not be going on the inside then?
No.
Oh, but he's coming to the middle and Gary is staying out wide. Interesting. Are you listening to this commentary, Jacob?
Yeah.
About automatic yellow cards for kicking the ball away? Is that triggering you?
You know what my...
Don't worry about him, Clutch.
Yeah. So Clutch, just welcome to internet comments on A-League matches, mate. It's
haven't had any international gamblers in a little while.
No, well, I think these two probably are.
Maybe.
The comments they're making.
Go on, Jing. Christian, what have you done? Not on the live stream.
It's a classic Christian.
I've turned him all the way down. Give me a little nod when you're ready to come back.
No,
okay, I said give me a nod because I can't hear you because you're muted. There you go. No, not you. No, unmute yourself, mate. No, oh my God, what is going on? This is just a little insight to what happens before every podcast recording session. I'm telling Christian to to click very specific buttons and he picks the opposite. All right, you can deal with it. Roy, the red card has ruined the game. We've now got the front foot team, Melbourne, afraid to commit, and Mariners still don't look like they know what they're doing in front of goal. Yeah. But also, I don't like the phrase ruining the game because that tends to imply that like the referee had a choice and like it's an absolute red card, unlike the one that was given in the first half. None from two, Ali Reza Fagani in this game on big red card calls.
Sorry, is that better?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You know what happened? I knocked out this and
The cord.
I had to rearrange it.
Oh, Qual. Good block, boss.
That was a very good set.
Handball.
Okay.
Bit tired there.
Yeah, it's ruined the... Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, Roy. It's still tense, though.
Yeah.
And Victory, honestly, last season had a pretty good record at scoring goals after they had been given red cards. They did it again, I want to say MacArthur, and then, of course, famously against City in the elimination final.
And they also have a history of conceding late in games as well. So
They do.
it's still on for the Mariners too.
So 1-1.
Yeah. Come on, get an assist, Docker.
Save Duncan.
Really tested him there.
Jason Gary up to 9 points. Mashash done for the night on 5. Why is
Docker up
Rodrick
to
Miranda?
10. Come on.
Oh, yeah, he got sent off. At least Will copped the red card from Miranda.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Wait, how is he on 6 points, though? No way he's getting the clean sheet bonus after he got red card. Oh, he got red carded in the 60th minute. Maybe it ticked over.
Oh, so he got it. Yeah, it's just enough. That's great.
I want to look at the terms and conditions, please.
Strongly worded email sent through. I would like you to review the scoring system. Look at this now. The Mariners have just thrown everybody forward.
Don't go. Oh, it's a corner.
That's so wasteful.
Yeah, so the clean sheet, team conceding 0 goals and played minimum 60 minutes. God damn it. Per goal concede.
Yeah, well, yeah, clean sheet points. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
You also don't cop any points for goals conceded if you haven't played 60 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
So if a defender gets subbed on at the end of the game and then you concede at the end of the game, it's not.
Yeah, see, that's silly.
Yeah.
I mean, we did say this was a bit janky, this platform. So I guess we're just going to have to live with it, eh?
Mm-hmm. It just makes things more entertaining, more things to complain about.
How did you find out about Sports Deck, Lockie?
Will showed it to me, actually. We were figuring out how to do the scoring. Like, we were thinking maybe we could just use FOTMob ratings. But it's not quite as dynamic as what this might be.
Yeah, because I've never heard of it before, so...
Will says, clean sheet points, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, I just need a victory goal. Jason forward. Just like the grand final, Jason Gary getting forward and scoring a banger. That's what we need. Actually, not quite like the grand final.
Yeah. You sure you want that? I still can't believe I got that prediction. That's like the highlight of my life at this point.
What, losing on the final day to me?
Well, getting that prediction right was just...
Roy's done his research on Kisnorbo. Got sent off a few times for Leicester, yes. Monaghan's men, 16 points for the night.
Yeah.
What do you got? Oh, but Jacob, you got 10 off one player.
Off one player, yeah.
Yeah, Docker, nice. Yeah, that's a good start for you. You're ahead on the projected worm.
I told you he'd cheese the system, because if he was playing as a midfielder, he's not had a great game, but because he's ranked as a defender on that, he gets all of those points for the clean sheet. So if he has a
Casey
bad
Boss
game
cramping.
going forwards, he'll get defensive points. If he has a bad game defensively, but a good game going forwards, he'll get extra points there because he's a defender on Sports Deck. So, yeah.
Oh, Boss is in a lot of strife there. He does not look like he's having fun at all.
Have you ever had a cramp there, though? In your hamstring?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's agony. It's so bad.
I got one in same leg, hamstring and calf at the same time. And I would have been maybe like 17 or 18 at this point. I probably didn't quite know how to properly deal with them yet.
Yeah.
And I'm just all right then, calm down.
Jeez.
As Jacob says, they do hurt.
His own kind now.
I'm just frustrated because I'm not going to have a goal scored here in this second half.
Don't lose faith.
Qual whipped
Mariners might get one.
Rollins away.
I know, but I don't want the Mariners to score though at the same time.
Oh, Duncan, what on?
Ooh.
I didn't realize Josh Rollins was so tall.
Yeah, I always had the impression he was on the smaller side.
All right, ticking over into the 80th minute, 10 minutes to go. Are we going to get a goal? I don't think we are.
Nah, I think there'll be a goal.
But
you do?
I reckon so.
You reckon?
It's the games open up here. Either it'll come from this sustained pressure from the Mariners, or Victory will just be able to they'll get one on the break. Like
that was close.
It's that sort of game.
How far can you possibly have?
Are...
Yeah. Like, they're still nowhere near the goal.
They're only just now.
There we go. Oh.
Yeah.
I've only just seen it, mate.
I've only just seen what you reacted to. About
You're so far ahead.
I didn't know it was that far ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You've been creeping the whole night, apparently. I've just refreshed my stream.
Yeah, I might do the same.
So if it does stay nil, what does that say about the Mariners, though? That they can't, unlock this victory?
I don't think it says much. I think it just, they didn't play well in this game and the last game, and then the advantage. Honestly, 11v10 is not that big of an advantage. Think of it in percentage terms. You get 100% of your lineup or you get 91% of your lineup. It's not as massive as people think it is. It shouldn't just be an automatic win if you're even when a red card happens.
Especially because when that happens, the team that gets the red card will typically just sit more defensively. So it does become harder to break down.
Yeah.
That's a great ball.
Oh, well done, Duncan. I mean, he didn't have to do anything. I'm just heaping praise on him for no reason. Roy reckons there'll be another penalty.
Potentially.
Well, Bruno Fornaroli won't be there to take it.
Victory's defenders have been smart enough not to put a foot in, and the Mariners defenders haven't really had much to do since the red card. So
True. Well,
no foul there. That's stupid.
Wait, is in the decision or the foul?
No, the foul was.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say.
You can't commit a foul. All he's doing is just running into your left back who's pushed up.
That's a player on debut wanting to make an impact.
Yeah, it's just silly though. But that's where coach has to be screaming, "No foul!
No foul! No free, mate." Man, Christian, you do have a lot of stocks in tomorrow night's game, don't you? Alexander Popovich, Douglas Costa with the armband, Juan Mata, Brandon Barolo, Jack Clisby.
Yeah. That's a lot. I've got 3. I've got Courtney Perkins, Kraev, and Milanovic.
Yeah, I don't have any Wanderers.
I have Wanderers.
I've hedged my bets, though. A couple of attackers, a couple of defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of been stupid because I've got a Sydney defender and then 2 Wanderers attacking players.
So if the Wanderers win, yeah, you want a Sydney win, don't you?
No, I want a Wanderers. I've got the 2 Wanderers attackers.
Oh, sorry, I got
Yeah.
it the wrong way around. Yeah.
Yeah. I want a cry of assist through to Milanovic would be.
Well, I've got
ideal.
Klamala as my captain plus Lolly and Caceres, so
Yeah.
I'm high on Sydney.
I still can't believe Will chose Adam Taggart as his first choice. That's
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
He's definitely like a second rounder at least.
I'm amazed he didn't when he said he wanted to get Docker with that first round pick. I was like, why didn't you? Like,
See, yeah.
the fact that he fell to me, I'm amazed at that.
But you took him in what, the second round?
Yeah, first pick of the second round.
Yeah, see, that's not surprising to me. Pick 5. Sorry. I am surprised that he went that high. Because I understand the value in the fact that he's listed as a defender. But I think there's just better pure point scorers out there.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe 3rd or 4th round, but no. He'll score well for you here.
That's the thing. He's not even done anything this game, and he'll get points.
Yeah.
Provided that.
I mean, the clean sheet's
Mariners
massive
don't-
again, right?
Yeah, but provided the Mariners don't completely implode in the final 5 minutes. Whip it in, bud. Go. Put it in.
Oh, Josh.
Good turn. Oh, lovely bulldocker.
Oh, he just headed it straight into his face.
Good ball again.
Oh,
Get it down.
Qual.
Qual's touches have been hideous.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good ball. Couldn't do enough with it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go. Eames. Youngest ever player, Central Coast Mariners.
There you go.
Oh, there's some points deductions being let off somewhere, I think.
Some points deductions.
That looks like flare smoke, right?
It does.
They obviously haven't shown it on the broadcast, but it looks like it's from the Mariners end as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was going to say I haven't seen Victory fans do that away, but that's a lie. They did at Adelaide a couple seasons ago. Had a couple of blue smoke bombs they let off. Ironically, after going 3-0 down. But
I wonder what the reaction to this game will be. Are people going to look at the last 30 minutes and say the Mariners are good? Like, I really hope not.
nah, I think they'll be like Christian, and I think they'll go the other way and go, look how bad they were. They couldn't score against 10.
I mean, you're the defending champions. You should be scoring with an extra man.
I mean, it's at this point, it's just the ship of Theseus, right? Like, you pull one player out, put another one in. Are they really the champions anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Back-to-back champions. There's still a lot of stock in them.
I'm feeling good about my pick for them in 8th at the moment.
Yeah. I think I have him in 7th, just missing.
Yeah, I had him 7th as well. Because I think that they'll right the ship. Like, they'll be all right.
Player index, boss 22. Yep, called it. Man of the match.
Docker with a 15.4. He's not really done much.
Oh, we should do our fantasy based on the Paramount Plus player index.
then we can complain because nobody knows what goes into
Yeah.
it.
Did you guys used to play the Fox Sports Fantasy A League
Nah, I can't say
way
that.
back? No. When they used to do the 3-2-1 tally, that actually counted towards the fantasy points. So the official
Oh, really?
match, when Fox Sports gave it out, that contributed towards the fantasy points. So 3 votes, you get 3 points, 2 and 1. Yeah, those are the days.
That's pretty cool.
Does anyone actually understand the player index? No. Although it does seem like they've changed it because last year, it was a score out of 100, like per player. But now that wasn't it. There was like 10s to 20s in there. So they've obviously made some adjustments.
I'm still.
Oh, here we go. Club debut for the new signing.
Where's
Only been in the
Mario?
club. Yeah, Santos.
Claris Mario Santos.
Said with the most Italian accent.
Yeah. He can get away with it though. I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, that's right. You stay out of it, mate.
The guy's Brazilian.
I know, but he's got Mario in the last part of his first name. That's why it came across that way.
It sounded straight out of the Nintendo, that one.
That's a good turn.
Oh, gee, nice turn.
played.
Oh, don't give the new kid an assist.
Here we go. Ooh, no.
You almost just let the 15-year-old get an assist on debut.
Well, and that was Brantman as well with the shot, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so pair of.
Oh, that was a
improving
nicely
players.
disguised pass.
It's a great turn as well. That's how you take a first touch, Qual.
How old actually is he? I said 15. I didn't actually hear when they introduced him.
Yeah, I've got the commentary on real quiet.
16. He's 16 years old.
Oh, should have already made 5 appearances by now. Not about 16 years old.
How much at a time? 6 minutes.
We're actually going to get a 0-0 draw, and both teams are going to go, how on earth did we not win that game?
Yeah.
It's going to be drop points for both in different ways.
I think more hurtful for Victory,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially with a missed penalty. And probably expecting to do quite well this season again. Come
Oh,
on,
they still
put
have
a
to
good
hold
ball
off for
in.
another 6 minutes.
Oh, bit tame.
God, Mariner's been so disappointing.
If you
Up front.
just give Docker the assist there, like please, for my fantasy team. That would be huge. He's on 13 points now. That's huge. I've almost caught up to Christian with just one play.
That's massive from you.
It's embarrassing.
I'm pretty happy with 16 off 2, but I just need... Like Will's landed it with a clean sheet from the Mariners. Like, that's just so big for him.
Yeah.
But Rodrick obviously is fallen down, so we're about even in terms of points per player.
When I was writing the Western United preview piece, do you guys remember Leo Lacroix? How good he was.
Yeah.
He's just somebody I just completely forgot. And then I was just doing a bit of research on them and like that championship winning season. And I was like, God, I forgot how good he was at for them.
Oh, you know who I miss? Mathieu Delpierre. He
was arguably the
such a
best
good
defender
centre-back.
in A-League history, I'd argue.
He was so good.
Seriously.
We're pretty good at picking up French centre-backs.
Yeah.
Gisnorbo doing a bit better job of getting out of the way that time. Roy says in Brazil, they just shoot from the moment they step foot in the opposition half, infuriating to watch. Like, in what world does anyone have the confidence to shoot from that far out?
No, Brazilians, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Get Mario on the ball.
Yeah. Can't say I've watched too many Brazilian league games.
No.
In other words, any. So Brazil is as bad as AFCON.
For diluted shooting ability.
That's a claim.
Yeah, not sure about that one, mate.
AFCON's so entertaining. I love it. milked that.
It's foul though.
Yeah. But I mean, people go on about Stephen Walker and Isaias when they do it, so
Hey, it's his first game. Give him a break. He'll learn. He actually looks a bit like Nikos Vergos. You know what? He's actually slammed his face into the ground. That's what he's doing.
He has put his face hard. But that's what you got hands for, Just stop yourself from,
Just stop yourself, mate. Just catch yourself.
Yeah.
Ain't that hard.
Yeah. If you didn't throw yourself to the ground, that wouldn't have happened,
True.
You live and you learn.
Very true.
Don't start watching, Roy says. Yeah, well, I wasn't planning on it. So I watch enough football as is. Especially now the A-League's back.
You know what? I'll give Fornarelli props. Despite his size disadvantage on Vergos, he gets into defenders more than Vergos does.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't actually realise it until I started really paying attention to him live last year. But, when the ball comes in long, he obviously knows he's not going to win the aerial duel on straight height. So as soon as he knows where the ball's going to land, he figures out the drop zone. He'll have a peek over his shoulder to know where the defender is, and he'll just slam his body into the front of the defender and body and protect the drop zone and win the ball that way. He's so physical and he's so good at it.
I think when you're that size, you have to be a bit physical, right? Because you can't just rely on, your height or whatever. You gotta be a bit more clever about it. And it's better than just like backing out and letting the defender win the ball or.
Cross back.
Oh, what a terrible shot.
That's a chance, McCalmont.
I'm hoping these balls are they're not adding to his score. Damn it.
I'm sure they will.
That's about 3 crossed.
Takes a second.
Crossed balls there that get shots off the end of them. Will's asking if there's any questions from us in particular for either coach.
Oh. Any questions for either coach? Has Patrick Kisnorbo forgotten how to jump?
That was the world's slowest slide tackle, wasn't it?
And he just stood there and watched it happen. There was zero effort to get out of the way. Anyway, it's a good question. Well, I don't know if anything really jumps out of the page. Like, I feel like we haven't really learnt a lot. Like, I feel. Oh, you know what I will say. I feel like our preseason assessments of both teams have been pretty spot on.
Yeah.
In terms of what we expected, Victory came out and dominated. Well, no, they had the better of the game. I'll say that. The Mariners looked flat, even with the man advantage. They haven't really had anything going in the forward third, as you've said, Christian. And that's full time. 96 minutes.
That's a rough full-time whistle to call there as well. Just
as the players are in behind.
Just as he's playing that ball in behind.
And my prediction, gone.
Your prediction's gone.
I will take 13 points for that Docker performance. If that's what I can expect, I am very, very happy with that pick.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I imagine you probably want to crack the 100 each week, right? So if you can get 10 points a player, roughly. Yeah, you're doing well. All right, let's cap off this game before we sign off. Jacob, what are your initial reflections?
It's like we were saying at halftime. It's a tough one to evaluate because it just was a weird game. Obviously, in the first half, you had the rain, which made things slippery and a bit chaotic there. And then in the second half, you had that red card, which, Roy was saying sort of ruined the flow of the game. And I think it's spot on because the Mariners got on the ball in that second half a lot more, obviously, and were pressing and applying the pressure into the Victory half, but just could not get that final touch, that final shot, that final pass. I think Docker towards the end there was putting some good balls in, but it was almost sort of too little too late. I think they needed to get him involved a lot earlier. And I'm not just saying that for my fantasy team. Like genuinely they needed to get him involved earlier. And I think that Quoll was disappointing up front. I was saying I didn't think anyone had a really bad game at halftime, but I think that after that second half, Quoll was extremely disappointing. Like that chance in behind, he's got to get a shot off there. Like that first touch has let him down so badly. And obviously it's great work from Valadon to get back and win the ball. But that you're through on goal there. You have to get a shot off. That's for a striker, that's almost unacceptable. So yeah, that was really disappointing. And I think that, well, like you were just saying, Lockie, I think it's a case of the assessments that everybody's had of these teams in preseason are pretty spot on. Victory look resolute defensively when they have to be, but sort of kind of struggle a little bit in the final third. The Mariners, it doesn't feel like they're all quite on the same page yet still. They do have a couple of defensive issues. We saw Kautak getting completely exposed in behind again in this game, where he came out way too early to engage. I think it was Ryan Teague that was on the ball. And then the ball just went straight in behind him to a free player. Like, it's the same things are popping up for both teams that are issues. So it'll be a case of sort of stamping that out, identifying it. And it's something that hopefully both teams have already identified as being issues and working on it throughout the season. But yeah, it's a tough one to really sort of analyze, because you've got in the second half it's 11 versus 10. In the first half it's players just trying to stay on their own 2 feet, and it did just make it sort of a bit of a disjointed game of football for the most part.
Yeah, in terms of the story of the game, look, Victory, as I said earlier, I think they had the better of it. Definitely in the first half, and in the second up until the red card. And of course you got in the first half Jason Guerrier gets sent off, decision goes to VAR. I think honestly a yellow card is even stiff. Like, Qual lunges at the ball because he's had a heavy touch. Jason Guerrier actually isn't going in with a fully committed tackle. Either way, at least it wasn't a red card. I can live with that decision. And then Bruno Fornaroli, of course, won the penalty. Naive from Brad Tapp, who was forced into playing centre-back tonight, but dives in. Fornaroli, experienced player, is going to win that penalty. And then misses. Hits the post, goes wide. Keeper dove the right way. Good on him, but didn't impact the penalty. But, chance for victory. And Nishan Volupale on the far post had a gaping hole in the net that he should have buried. That should have been 2 goals for Victory Christian.
I forgot about that one.
I know.
That was terrible.
That was a very bad miss, right? And this is what I've been saying about Nish, and I'm so glad that he's been able to be selected for the national team and score that goal. But he had a really good cup campaign last year, as I keep saying, and then he came into the league and he couldn't back it up. And it is just one game, but so far we haven't seen him back it up in terms of his cup form bringing into the A-League this season. So still question marks over him for me. Victory should have scored 2 goals. Then we come to the real red card, which is undoubtedly on Rodrick Miranda. He has a bit of a howler in him. We were talking about it during the game. He has the potential just to switch off at key moments and really cost his team. And as much as those forwards should have scored the goals earlier in the game, as soon as that red card happened, Victory were out of it. It was either the Mariners were going to force themselves into a goal, Christian, or it just wasn't going to come and Victory were going to hold on. And that's what ended up happening. And I think you can say really 2 points lost for both sides, because Victory would have expected to be ahead before the red card and the Mariners would have expected to score. They had 1 or 2 really close chances there.
Yeah, I was going to say both teams will come away just ruining a missed opportunity in the end, because you see Victory in the first half, the amount they created, the Mariners weren't really impacting the game too much. It was very scrappy, like Jack and I were touching on at the halftime sort of analysis during there. So, I mean, for the Mariners in the second half with the extra men, I know you guys are saying that sometimes it doesn't really make much of a difference. Obviously, Victory are defending much more deeper to try and block out any sort of threats from a Mariners point of view. But at the same time, you're playing at home, right? Surely if you've got a man advantage, you're going to be kicking yourself to say we should have maybe taken a bit more initiative to try and get the 3 points, because Victory were there for the taking. They were vulnerable. They just lost their captain. And just on that point, Miranda now misses the game again next week against City in the derby. So that's massive. That's massive for Victory. So a bit of a makeshift defense there. You assume Jason Guerrier might slot in that centre-back position, and then maybe Josh Rawlins or someone like that out wide in the right-back spot, something for Kisnorbert to consider. So, yeah, massive blow there for Victory. But at the same time, you said it, Lockie, Miranda has these mistakes in him. And, he's got the captain's armband. I just think he needs to be leading by example more often, because, when you start to do these sort of silly tackles or silly judgments, then that feeds off to the rest of the team. And I think Victory had one of the poorest discipline records last season, if not the worst, from memory. I don't have the stat right in front of me, but there were quite a few red cards, a lot of bookings. So from that perspective, I hope the discipline starts to really improve. And obviously it hasn't been a great start, red card in the first game. So like you said, that Volupale chance, absolutely golden opportunity just gone begging. I thought Casey Boss was man of the match if I had to choose one. I thought his runs down the wing, his combination play in that final third with Mashash especially, thought they linked up well together. So, even with the Fornaroli experiment, does Kisnorbert opt for Burgos in the derby to start, or does he continue with the Fornaroli experimentation? And also, Daniel Azani, does he come back into the fold now? Does he get the start, or does he come off on the bench and make an impact in that way? So, both teams will be ruining the chance for 3 points there. But in the end, you'd probably have to say Victory are the happier of the two, given the circumstances that eventuated late on.
Yeah, fascinating. All right, that'll do for tonight. We'll break it down in more detail on the podcast on Tuesday. Thank you all for your company. The A-League is back, not quite the goal fest that perhaps we would have